Hello everyone, welcome to Naomi's Bookshelf. Welcome to another week of vlogging, but more specifically, our Faustathon books. So for this week and next week, so from the 13th to the for the 14th to the 28th, we are doing Faustathon, where we're reading Faust retellings, and as of today, I've already read one. So this was on my TBR, and this is Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin. I will let you know my thoughts of it in the next clip, but I also have a couple others on this list of things to read. I have Goethe's Faust. This one is a book that's over 500 pages. It's I think 500, but each page has I don't know. This book has two languages in it. So there's the German and then there's the English. So it's half of what it is, but I am, I don't know, not overly excited because of how long it is. I am excited though to try a new version of Faust. I also am reading from, not necessarily this version, but I am listening to the audiobook of Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. And in this one I have it as well with little notes at the bottom. Little footnotes. So I'm going to be reading these and hopefully I can understand the language better because it is a classic that's really old. So that's my plan for this week for books wise. I also need to watch tonight so I can return this as soon as possible. The Picture of Dorian Gray. This one is, I hope it's not too long. It says 110 minutes, so it's just under 2 hours. But this one, I've never watched The Picture of Dorian Gray, so I'm excited to watch a version of it. I read it and enjoyed it a lot, so this will be great. And then I also have in here operas, and I think that there's a Faust opera song. I'm not sure what exactly, but I've been told that it should be really good, so I'm excited to watch that too. So that's my entire Faustathon TBR plans. It's interesting because there is such a distinct trope. And so I, as someone who gets very bored very quickly with the same genres, the same things over and over again, I have thought that I need to make this week keep me interested. So I have the two other Faust books that I'm reading along with Rosemary's Baby. And then I'm also reading this one, which is a nonfiction, The Science of Murder, The Forensics of Agatha Christie. This one's by Carla Valentine, and it's about 400 pages, and it's going through the actual forensics of her crime scenes. So very sciencey and really enjoying it so far. I'm not very far in. I got into it during sprints. I will let you know all of that after I'm done all this. So, yeah, I don't have plans for any dedicated books, though otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of take it as I go with it. I am interested to see how much I read this week because last week I read so much. But because of that, I do want to take it easy, but also just enjoy what I'm picking up. So, I don't know. I also have an audiobook, an audiobook of The Murder of Mr. Wickham, which I really want to get back to. So I need to listen to that after Christopher Marlowe's play. And then I also really would like to get to this week, what was it? I was trying to now remember. The Women of Rothschild. It's not an audiobook, an arc that I have. And it's an e-arc that I had started last week for my arc vlog. It was not something I got into. I got maybe 5 pages in. But I would like to get onto that too. I feel like that'd be different enough to change things up. I also might throw in some other books, but the plan is Faust books, keeping things interesting after that or during that, and also enjoying some Faust watching of the show. We'll see what happens, if I really enjoy them or not, but I'm gonna check them out. So now I'll let you see what I accidentally filmed first, is my thoughts about Rosemary's Baby. It is after sprinting and I have finished Rosemary's Baby. So this is by Ira Levin. This is my pick for Faustathon, and I am creeped out by it. I had never watched the movie before. There's a sequel to this, but it's creepy, and I was like, ugh. So, not on a good edge of my seat because of this, but I am giving it 4 stars. It's a really brilliant way of telling it and the build up to it, the end result is always fantastic. And I think Ira Levin hits the nail on the head with his endings. His endings are just in a good way, but they just make you shiver. At least from my experience. So I do own the Stepford Wives, and I have coming to me another one, which didn't come in the mail with this one and the Stepford Wives. So there's that, and I'm excited to read more Ira Levin, but this one creeped me out. So I am changing it up because I happen to be like, I need something new. And if you're watching last week's vlog at all, you know I did not sleep well, and my nightmares were not well when they were attached to books. So I'm started reading The Science of Murder, which is very sciencey. I am 20 pages into the actual book, and there's like a 25-page introduction. So the author telling how she got involved in forensics and also the history of Agatha Christie. So I thought that was really interesting. It even said in here that in one of her books, a solicitor wrote to her after one of her books saying, "You got the inheritance law wrong," because she was so ignorant. And she was able to write back to him and say, actually, this is the up-to-date information, because she double-checked and triple-checked everything before she put it in her book. So I thought that was really cool. Didn't know that. So I'm enjoying this. It is a big one, though. It is almost 400 pages. But I think it'll be great. The first chapter on fingerprints or finger marks is 50 pages long. So it's a pretty decent sized chapter. And fun fact with Agatha Christie, I didn't know this before I read in here, she's accredited with coming up with the phrase, "the scene of the crime," in The Murder on the Links. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So that's really cool. So I'm learning new things there. And today has been a good day. So I'm happy with the reading I've done. I'm glad I knocked that one off, and I'm kind of freaked out now to read more Faustathon related books, but I will be happy to do it because that creeped me out. I also printed off Bookathon, a little board for 2022 board, and it looks very good. I like what Becca has done with it. So that's for next month's readathon, and I also am able to do my TBR Clue this week. I'm able to film it, so I might just film that with this, see what I can do. I don't know. And I was gonna mention that I am still reading The Snowman with I was gonna say Vicky, Berna and Nikki. I am behind, but I need to read that today, and that one also creeps me out because it's creepy. And so I'm kind of scared to read it, to be perfectly honest. Living alone and the nightmares I had over the weekend, I don't really want to read The Snowman, but I'm going to read it while it's nice and sunny out. Hopefully that can help me feel a bit better about what I'm reading and not have it stick in my mind. So that's my plan for tonight, as also listening to Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, which is the BBC version that I have bought from Audible. So yeah, all good things, I hope. Hopefully I can get these things done today, but yeah, I'm not going to finish this one today. I am just starting it, and I'm going to read it over the week, though. I think that'll be a really nice change from the Faust reading that I'm doing, so that'll be good. But last week I also read 11 books, so I'm also not eager to re-hit that goal, because Rosemary's Baby was book number 21, or was it 20 for the month so far? So I'm ready to, not pressure myself into reading anything extra and over the top. Anyways, I'm going to get through The Snowman, and then I will hopefully read something happier and more cheerful, and I'll figure that out. But yeah, this is my reading so far today. Good evening on Tuesday. I'm cooking some meat that I need to get out of my freezer. So that's just going there into taco dressing or tacos seasoning, but I have finished my section of the Snowman, so I'm up to date on that for my buddy read. It's very creepy, this one, much more than the other ones, and I have not put on anything else. I think the reason is because I don't want to listen to, like, I don't know, the devil and making deals, and then reading a book about someone who decapitates heads and puts them on snowmen. I don't think I really want to read the same thing at the same time. So, yes, I am definitely a little gun shy because I've been having very active dreams, and I don't want those in my dreams. But I think tonight I'm going to put on the audiobook of Dr. Faustus, and I will be doing that. I have to do some things because I slept a lot on the weekend and I didn't end up doing the like little household things you need to do. So that's my tonight's jobs. But then after that, yeah, maybe I'll read Faust. Maybe I will read something different. I don't know. But basically, I'm doing the Snowman and I'm going to work hard on doing Christopher Marlowe's play tonight. So yeah, just a little update. It's been a couple days. Haven't read too much. Hello, it is Thursday night now. I don't think I've been checking in, although I have read something since checking in that at least I'm positive of. I have finished Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. I listened to the BBC version. I will pop the picture up here. I really enjoyed this actually compared to my first time reading it. The first time I had no idea what was going on. This time I thought it was really interesting and really well done. It's still not my kind of thing, I think. These kind of plays are just not my go-to. I'm still trying to find a new playwright that I can truly love and enjoy. Since Shakespeare, I finished all of his works. So I'm hoping to find someone new. Christopher Marlowe just isn't it, I don't think. However, I am very happy that I was able to give this one a 3 stars as opposed to the first time, which was a 2 star. So definitely enjoyed learning about Christopher Marlowe, Christopher Marlowe's perception on the Dr. Faustus tale, and also how that all worked out in that version. I really understood it, which is good. Also today I have Bookmail. I had 2 of these from Book Depository come, and I was like, okay, I was supposed to get 1 book that had not come with my IRA 11 order. And so I was like, maybe one of these is that, but then why do I have 2? Did 2 of them arrive? And I opened this one up being like, I need to figure out what's going on before I unbox it with you. And I realized it's a different book. So I have 2 books that have just arrived. They probably arrived previous to today. I just didn't check the mail till today. Anyways, so the first one I have is called Shine the Light. And I think this might be my buzzword book for September because it has a light or dark word in the title. But this is by April McGowan. The first book in this one was, oh, I can't remember the name of it right now. It was so fantastic. It's about a woman who is going blind and how that has to impact her life. April McGowan does not have that kind of blindness that the main character had in that one, but she did use it in particular after much research to show what it's like to live with a chronic illness, as she is a chronic illness survivor and she lives with it every day. So I really loved that interpretation. This book follows after that one. So this one's about Amber, who is her best friend, and about PTSD, and so I'm sure mental health is very strong in this one. As the first one, I could not help but like tab it up. I loved it so much. So this one, I was so glad I finally purchased, but also that I can read this in time for September's Buzzwordathon. I had other books on my list, but that one's now at the top. The other one should be my IRA 11 book. It should be. I can't see why it wouldn't. If it's not, I'm gonna feel a little frustrated because IRA 11's book that I ordered didn't come with the other ones and because the packaging was bad. So it is this one, and it's the edition too. So I was kind of worried that I wouldn't get the right edition. Because I got them in these editions and I really wanted to match because I'm an edition snob. So I ordered The Perfect Day by IRA 11, and it is the same kind where they have an introduction, but I just really wanted these. I also have A Kiss Before Dying in this edition, but I lent it out to a coworker to read. So this one, The Perfect Day, it seems like it's dystopian already from the title, or from the first one. It's well, it says, considered one of the greatest dystopian thrillers ever written, IRA 11's terrifying glimpse into the future contains continues to fascinate readers 40 years after its initial publication. I didn't know that, but that's okay. I love his work, even if I don't love dystopians. It's not my thing, which is totally fine. I have read several that I have enjoyed massively, but they're just typically not what I am drawn to. So this one is set in a perfectly global, or seemingly perfect global society where uniformity is its defining feature. One man leads the resistance against a unicamp, a central computer that has been programmed to keep every single human on the surface of the earth in check. All ethnic groups have been eugenically merged into a single race called the family, and citizens are continually drugged so that they can never realize their potential as human beings and remain pliant, but will remain pliant and cooperative. So, very, very interesting, and I am glad to own it now. I still need to read the Stepford Wives, but yeah, I read Rosemary's Baby, and I have that in this edition as well. I just think that they're just so cool looking with their like massive color and then one white figure or something, or one white thing on it. But yeah, I'm excited that I finally own this one, and I'm really excited because I forgot that this one was coming, and now I can read it for September. So that's good. I've already finished my TBR Clue, but I'll just, you know, put that in there when I film my Buzzworth on, which I need to film very soon. But yes, that's all I've done. I haven't been reading much. Excuse me. I've been reading The Snowman, which is good, but I need to catch up on that. Sorry. I'm just a mess right now. And I also have not been sleeping well. So I'm like trying to figure out when I can best read The Snowman without freaking myself out. So that's the plan. Also tomorrow morning we have a smoke alarm inspection, and also I have a contractor coming to look at the decks that I have, my 2 decks. They're not quite right. So Strata has obviously helped with that, but I need to be here, so I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna leave early, not early, I'm gonna leave late for work after all of those appointments, and I need to finish tidying up my house because it's not perfect, and I'd like it to be perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm almost done season 1 of The Golden Girls, which I have binged. Also, I've watched a lot of them during the morning when I am awake and I don't want to be awake, which is great. But I am going to finish season 1, return to the library tomorrow, also before work. But yeah, lots of things, not reading related, but I'm hoping to get some reading done after watching Golden Girls, because I would really like to finish that before I have to return it and it's overdue. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a late fine, but I still don't want to be late. I'm just that way. So I'm gonna quickly go through the last of those episodes and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, Bookmail. I finished one Faust retelling, or the Faust story, and I'm gonna try getting to Gautier's Faust maybe tomorrow, just around that time. But I also really want to read an Agatha Christie called The Pale Horse, or yeah, The Pale Horse. So sneak peek for that. That's gonna hopefully be the book that I talk about in my Buzzworth video, but I need to read it first. Otherwise, I'm gonna go with Endless Night. So one of those two I'm gonna recommend if I have read The Pale Horse. But yeah, I have lots of plans. Can I get them done? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, just a little checkup, midweek. Haven't read much, but I mean, I've read 22 books so far this month. I think I'm okay. Good morning. It is, well, afternoon now, but this is the first time I'm checking in. I have finished, sorry, I get so annoyed with my hair looping like that. Anyways, I have finished The Snowman today, which I am giving 4 stars again. It has some things I don't like. The premise of it is based on women who cheat on their husband, and it's something I really don't like reading, but I was so happy that I was able to thoroughly love it again. I guessed the murderer this time. It was wonderful, and I really enjoyed reading it. I also read this morning The Pale Horse by Agatha Christie. That one was good. I don't know, it was kind of interesting. Like, it was a good mystery. It was just, different than her normal books because it has a lot more of like a supernatural element, as there are three women who try to speak with the dead or incur curses, was it? Something like that. It's kind of based on Macbeth, from what I could see the linkings of. It talks about it a fair amount, and yeah, it was good. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars, maybe 3, but it was a good solid mystery, so I did that. This morning before I went out with my sisters for my sister's birthday, got our nails done. I decided to go something bold, something I don't normally get, but I like it. So there's that. I also managed to buy 2 books that match my fingernails. So after seeing my sisters off, my sister's currently at a massage right now, so I managed to come home and I want to show you the books I bought. Well, I was picking up another one for my coworker, but one of them I got was Anna Karenina in this edition. I have Lemez, I have the Chemi Cristo, I have a bunch of in this edition, which I absolutely adore. So I will be very happy to own this one. I think I own it in another edition I don't have many of, because I'm an edition snob. So I have this one now, which I have read. And then I also picked up Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. I thought this was such a cool cover, and surprisingly enough, it matched my nails too. I didn't plan that. But yes, so I picked up these 2 while I was out. And I haven't read Around the World in 80 Days. But those are the 2 I purchased. Tonight we're gonna have a pool party. It's gonna be pretty fun with my sisters and my aunts and uncles and my grandma. I hope she'll be there. I think she is. I'm not 100% on that. But it'll be a fun time, and I am excited to, I don't know, just relax, hopefully get in the pool, but also just take it easy. And yeah, my sleeping has not gone well, and I feel really tired because of it, but I mean, if I have to take a nap there, I was just saying before my alarm went off to remind me to get my stuff from house, that I am hoping I don't have to take a nap at the house at my aunt's, but I might if I need to. I'm just excited to spend time with everyone and relax. So that's my plan for the afternoon. No books for sure coming along. I also dropped off a bunch of library books, so there's that. I didn't pick up anything, I just dropped them off. And the books I'm more interested in right now in reading are The Franchise Affair and Robin Hood and Travels with My Aunt, as those are the 3 books that I think I need to get done this month. Also, I'm listening to Faust by Gautier, and I have just started that, so I'm like 5 minutes in. I'm not really in, so I'm gonna be listening to that, and that's all I have for the reading update. But I think that's 23 books now that I finished those 2 in the first 20 days of the month, so not a shabby deal. Hello, it is Monday afternoon. I'm back from work. We have like these 2 Pro D days every year, which we take to do professional development and education, but then also prepping the room for the year. So that's today and tomorrow. So I'm off at 4. But I have to say, over the weekend, I did not do much reading. I think I got like 55%, 60% into Faust by Gautier. It's good. I'm just kind of getting bored with the Faust style of book where I know what's gonna happen, so I'm kind of bored of it. That's just me. I know I'm that way. So yeah, that's how I've been feeling. I do have a bit of a TBR for the week though, as I'm just joining them all together now that I don't have that many books read. I realized there were 4 as of last week, but this week I plan on starting and finishing The Franchise Affair by Josephine Tey for the Kate Howe Book Club. That should be really easy. I also got the audiobook of The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood by Howard Pyle, and so I'll be listening to that on audio. I don't know if I'll be reading it in here because there are a bunch of illustrations, but I might just flip through it after listening. And I also have Travels with My Aunt by Greene. This is the one I think I'm not gonna like. It's just based on the description. It talks about like cocaine and breaking the law, and like I'm fine with like people doing what you want to do, but I don't like reading about those kind of things. Like purposely trying to break the law and doing all these different things. So I'm not sure this is going to be my cup of tea. I will try it though and figure out what I think of it. So those 3 books are my plan, aside from Gautier's Faust. I think that will be it for my weekly reading plans. I've read 23 books in the past 22 days. So I'm not in a rush to, I don't know, read 30, especially since next month is 30 books in 30 days. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but I'm going to try. because I tend to read that close anyway, so why not just throw in a couple more books? So I'm gonna try taking it easy this week. I also wrote one review finally from one of my arcs. I just need to do the rest, the other 4. And oh, I also got this book. So I have this one. I bought it on audio from Audible, as it is quite a dense read, but I really am interested in reading this. So The Science of Agatha, Science of Murder, The Forensic of Agatha Christie by Carla Valentine. So I have this on audio as well. So this is kind of like my 4-book plan going forward for this week. I'm hoping I can finish this one today and make a decision on this one today. So if I can make a decision on if I want to read Travels with My Aunt, I'm going to give it a good amount of pages, probably 50, and then I'll decide from there. But I also would really like to finish this one, and then all I'd have left are my 2 audiobooks. Seeing as this week is kind of on the busy side, and I just want to, I want to be a little bit more, I don't know, consistent, and also finishing the books I really want to finish. Speaking of books I want to finish, The Murder of Mr. Wickham, I still have not touched, and I really would like to finish that one before September. So I want to basically read these ones and then finish off the books I'm in the middle of. So yeah, that's my plan. But I have had a very chill weekend. My sister had a birthday, so it was great time to spend together. It's great to spend time together on Saturday. So we got nails done, which I remember showing you because of all the blue books I bought. And yesterday was just like doing nothing, and now I'm going to be hopefully able to survive. There's supposed to be like thunderstorms. I felt rain, the air pressure, and while we were doing all of our Prody Day, the fire alarm was tested for a good 15 minutes, not exaggerating, 15 minutes. We looked at the time and went on for 15 minutes. So we all were sick of it. I have a headache from everything of sitting under fluorescent lights and my computer screen the whole time, but it was a good day. So hopefully I can read and then, move on, get a good night's sleep, and then maybe be in fighting condition for tomorrow, as we do a lot more of the finalized prep before the school year. So yeah, welcome to the second half of this vlog, I guess, because I'm not gonna be wrapping this up. I'm also behind on editing vlogs and filming, so I'm really behind on those things, but no motivation. I'll just read, and then hopefully this will give me a motivation to do so. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling, and I will hopefully check in later tonight with some more opinions. So I just got with my mom. She apparently needed a lot of help figuring out how to do the library, the Libby app. And it was literally an hour of me talking her through all the different things in order to take out books and place them on hold. Love you, Mom, if you're watching, but I didn't get any reading done. So for the last hour at least, I'm going to try picking up a book now, but that's been my afternoon. Parents and technology is great sometimes, especially parents and technology that I don't want to explain. I've been explaining technology way too much today, and that was kind of like the end of my patience for a lot. So I tried to be patient with Mom, but oh, so much technology talk today, and I'm very glad to not be touching a program or anything aside from just watching like TV shows if I want to on my computer. But that's the only technology I'm using aside from reading my book and maybe reading on my Kindle, but that's it. No more technology today. Hi, it is Tuesday night. I was getting together with my Bible study. We did a little summer catch up, which was wonderful. So now I went to Dollarama, picked up some things I need for bow tie day. I needed a bow tie for daycare very soon this week. But anyways, I found some books and I thought it'd be fun to show you. So I found some graphic novels of classics. So I grabbed Dracula. It's very tiny. I think it's like kid version, but Dracula. I also found Gulliver's Travels. So there's that one, which I haven't read yet, and Treasure Island. So I found these 3. I found a couple other ones, but none of them piqued my interest for buying, like Frankenstein. So it's exciting to know that this Dollarama has these. So that's what I found. Anyways, I'm gonna head home now. It's raining a little bit, and I'm gonna enjoy the night. But I did a little book haul today. Hello, it is Wednesday night. I always feel like I'm starting out this way. It's Wednesday night, and I have done a bit of reading. What did I read? I don't remember. I'll figure it out. Anyways, Robin Hood. I've been listening to Robin Hood. I have maybe half left. It's okay. Nothing spectacular, but still, I've read it. Today I did buy some books. I have a bunch in the back seat, which maybe I'll just do a haul later after I get home. I'm right now waiting for a meeting to start. It's gonna start in like 40 minutes, but I'm not gonna go home because I'm not gonna be able to get out of bed again. The sky is stormy again. It's been 4 nights in a row and I cannot sleep because of thunderstorms and affecting my migraines. So that's an adventure. But yeah, so I'm just waiting. I'm probably going to figure out what to read. If I have the franchise affair, I'm gonna read it. But also my eyes are hurting because I'm not sleeping, so I might just put on the audiobook of Robin Hood as well. So I'm just gonna chill here until the meeting and then head home. I did film my video of the Count of Monte Cristo review today, so I need to make that, edit it. So yeah, that's my plans for after, if I can do them. My eyes have really been fighting me since I have not been able to sleep more than 4 hours still, or 4.5 hours a night, which is just very frustrating. But yeah, I am doing okay, and my only books I plan on finishing this month are Robin Hood and the franchise affair. I have DNF'd Travels with My Aunt. I read 2 chapters and was it 3 chapters? Maybe 3 chapters, and I was like, this is just not for me. The writing style and the summary was just, yeah, off-putting. So I'm not gonna read that. But anyways, that's a little bit of an update. I will let you know. Hopefully I'll be finishing Robin Hood soon, and then I'll be able to consider myself successful at my TBR polls this month, TBR author polls. But I can only do that if I read. So I'll talk to you later. So my phone is about to die, but I want to quickly record this because I'm gonna forget tomorrow. But I want to read my books. It's finally home, and I'm like, it's 9 o'clock at night. Anyways, so the first thing not the first thing, but one of the things I bought was The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I was hesitant to pick this up, but I was like, maybe I do like fantasy more than I used to. So I got it at the thrift store. I have no regrets except for the fact now I own the starter to a big series. I also picked up one of the few books I don't own that's coming up in our Joe Nesbo Harry Hole series, which is Phantom. I think we're planning on reading this one in December. I'm reading this with Berna and Nikki, and I think this is our December time to read it. So it'll be nice to own it in advance. I did purchase something I did not need to realistically, but I need to. It's Pride and Prejudice. So I have these beautiful bookishly covers, and I'm going to cover this one with that because my edition's gone missing from when I lent out my books at book club, and I'm refusing to break up the box set. So I picked up Pride and Prejudice, which I don't need to own, but I really wanted to have the cover on that I have from Bookishly. I also picked up today Mrs. McGinty's Dead by Agatha Christie for $2. One of those little small pocket ones, and it's very floppy. That's nice. So don't own this one yet. At least I don't think I do. I picked it from the library, so not something I purchased. Another season of Golden Girls, season 4. So there's that one. I'm really hoping my phone doesn't die on me quick. I picked up Mr. Popper's Penguins by Richard and Florence Atwater. This one I remember discussing as a kid, but I don't think I ever read it. And I watched the movie, but I really want to read the book and maybe recommend it for Buzzwordathon. So there's this one. Then I found The Throne of Fire. This is book 2 in the Eye of Ra series, I believe, by Rick Riordan. I think that's the name of the series, at least I know it's Rick Riordan. I own book 1, so I found book 2. Very excited, even though I haven't read the book 1 yet. I also picked up 15 Dogs by Andre Alexis. This one, I believe, has autism in it. Autism Rep, where the main character is trying to solve a mystery. I think that's what this one is. I might be wrong, but it's still a Canadian author and one that I had on my to look up for list. Then 2 more left. So I picked up, let's go here first. I picked up Fiend. This one is by Harry Schneider, I don't know. Schlechter. This is about the first or the youngest serial killer in America's history, which happened in the 1800s, 1870s, from a 14-year-old. So picked up that one. And I also picked up The World of Medieval Europe. This one is by Clifford Bachman. This one is the 2nd edition, and it's quite in depth about, I think, at least I hope it is, about medieval world and medieval Europe and how that world started. So that's this one, and it talks about, on the back, how it talks about not only like just Europe, but also talks about the countries surrounding it and how they impacted this society. So that's my little haul from today. I'm going to probably shower and feel very sweaty, and I'm just going to take it easy for the night. But I still need to edit Ken Monte Cristo. We'll see if I have time to do that tonight. I should, but anyways. Okay, I'll sign off before my phone dies. Bye for now. Hi, I am in line for some food on my lunch break when I realized that I probably should make a decision about. 1 second. Hopefully that's quieter. Okay, anyways, I've been reading Robin Hood, not enjoying it very much. I mean, it's not bad, it's just kind of blah, and that's not a good feeling. So, I'm like, am I reading this because I feel required to read it? Or am I reading it because it's a book that I have owned, or it's an edition that I love? Why am I reading this? And I'm like, at this point, thinking I might just DNF it because it's just something where it's okay. I'm not really enjoying it. I have the audio still for free, and I'm like, I might keep that, but I'm gonna keep the book because it's just so boring. And I hate saying that about Robin Hood. It's the stories we've heard time and time again, and it's a lot of repeat stories, and I'm just not feeling it. So I think I might be DNFing it. I'm not sure, but yeah, it is what it is. I also went and got some books from, 1 second. I got some books from the store on my lunch break. I went through the By Christian bookstore, found several, and I am excited about them. I'll show you them later. Apparently I'm doing little hauls this week, and I'm okay with that, or this 2 weeks. So anyways, I'm going to be reading The Franchise Affair tonight, and hopefully I can finish that off. But it started off strange, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, anyways, just wanted to update on the whole Robin Hood situation. Morning. It is Friday, and I was talking to my kids last night, so I didn't get a chance to show you the books that I bought. So I just wanted to quickly do that. I got this one, which is an ARC I actually own, but I wanted to buy it myself. Sorry, my camera seems to be blurry. That's better. Anyways, so I picked up Missing Pieces. This is a collection of mysteries based on puzzles. I also picked up Sold on Love by Kathleen Fuller. This one I really loved and enjoyed, so I was happy to pick up a copy. It's the third book in a series, and I also have that as an ARC. I've also, this seems to be like an ARC, it is an ARC collection. Anyways, then I picked up this one, which I read a couple weeks ago, called The Last Way Home by Liz Johnson. Loved it, 5 stars. And I picked up Trace of Doubt, which I am positive I don't own physically, but now I do. This was also an ARC that I need to get to. So I picked up 4 ARCs at the Christian bookstore, which was great. And yeah, I need to get my hair cut. My hair's frizzy, even though it just got washed, and I'm about to head off to work. So I actually got 6 hours of sleep last night, which, yay! I think I slept on the floor for most of it, but I guess that's just what I needed to do. We'll see how this keeps going. But anyways, I'm feeling a bit better that wise. Still tired though. And then this weekend we have Faustathon live discussions. I need to finish Goethe's Faust, and I think that's it for my Faust books. But I think it's looking up, so that's nice. Hello, I am getting ready for Saturday for my weekend, and tonight we have a Faust live show. I believe it's tonight, either that or tomorrow, but it's going to be a Faust live show discussion about what we read. And honestly, before that, I'm getting my hair cut. This is driving me crazy. The ends are starting to feel dead, but also when I have put my backpack on, it always catches on my hair, and I feel like I am making my thin hair. It's healthy, but it's on the thin side. If I feel like I'm always pulling it out or ripping my hair, so I need a haircut. It's probably gonna be a good 2 to 3 inches off. I don't want any more of this length right now. It's driving me absolutely crazy with my migraines as well. So I'm going to get a haircut. I have 12 minutes until check-in, so I will be heading there, and right now. And then hopefully I will have a very nice and easy to manage hairstyle for a while, at least while I am going through this season. And then I also have, I don't know, don't have much to do today. The library I could run by, but I don't know if I will. I am hoping to listen to the entirety of Goethe's Faust today before the live show. I don't know if I will be able to finish that off, but we'll see. And then yeah, I am just kind of taking it easy. So that is my plan. I'm gonna be showing you very soon shorter hair. Welcome to my new hair. It's gonna be a lot of a change, but I am liking it. It's nice and short, which is not going to be catching on anything for my migraine's sake, but also I think manageable. And I think she took off like 5 inches, which is great. I am very happy with this. So nice short haircut, no bangs, which is a relief. But I did get my face framed with my hair, so it'll be nice. Anyways, I did a little bit of a grocery shop, picked up some essentials and some non-essentials. But one thing I found just so cute is this Golden Girls board book. It's called Good Night Girls, and it's just so cute. So I couldn't resist this since I've been in love with the Golden Girls. Yeah, it's like the whole time Ma is trying to get them to go to bed, but they don't want to. They're eating cheesecake, or they have to call Stan. It's so funny. So I had to get this. So yes, didn't mean to buy a book, but I did. Anyways, my hair is done. I've got some grocery shopping. You can see Fruit Loops in the corner there. It was on sale. But I did get like some other healthy essentials. So yes, I have my lunch popped into the toaster oven as I am reheating some fries that I got from Kelly O'Brien's, and I am going to sit down and read The Franchise Affair. Last night I jumped on sprints with, I didn't go on the sprints. I was watching sprints of Amy and Danielle and Paige, and I started reading The Franchise Affair, but my eyes were just really hurting. I thought I started to fall asleep a lot during like a 40-minute sprint, so I was like, gotta cut out. But I wrapped 25% in, so I am enjoying it, and I just need to finish it off. So that's my aim for this morning, along with finishing off Gautier's Faust. So yeah, that's it. But I hope my hair keeps me happy. I just wanted to show it off. So anyways, I'll check in later. So it is 3:30. I have filmed my entirety of my readathon TBR, which is a lot. It's a lot, and it's a lot of minutes of me talking, so I'm excited to edit that. But I have finished Faust by Gautier. I think it's my favorite trope to like read about, with selling your soul to the devil. I don't know why. I don't think it is, or I'm bored of it and I've read too much in 1 week or 2 weeks. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm excited to do the live show in about 25 minutes. I have finished that, and I finished the 3 books I needed. The bingo card is here and complete. It's been good, and I am excited to read other stuff for the rest of the time. I still need to finish reading The Franchise Affair. I still need to, I don't know, maybe get back to Robin Hood. I don't think I will, to be honest, though. Since I put it down and walked away, I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm happy walking away from this book, and that's a strange feeling for a classic like that, especially since it's a beautiful classic. It's one of these editions here, and I'm just like, do I really want to? But I'm really actually happy that I am putting it down. I'm not returning or anything like that. It was just boring me, I guess. It was just put on for the sake of being on. So I'm moving on from that officially, I think. But I am definitely needing just to finish The Franchise Affair and then read whatever I want. Tomorrow I'm going book bombing with my book club. We're all going, and we're going to go to all the free little libraries and drop off tons of books and collect as many books as we want. So I'm excited for that. I probably won't bring you along because it's going to be everyone, but let's try. So it's going to be a fun time this weekend, but I'm excited to discuss all the Faust retellings and then move on from Faust. I mean, if anyone's watching who has done Faustathon, I enjoyed the books I was reading for a certain extent, but at the same time, I just don't think that's the thing for me. And I'm interested to do it next year, if we do it next year, and see if we can find something else that works for me better. So anyways, I'm gonna finish off with like getting everything ready for live streaming. I am all made up with makeup, so I don't need to do that. But I am, ready to go and discuss with Jenny and Rainey, and Pay's going to be there as well, and Christie, obviously. So it's going to be great to just chat about the books we've read. So yeah, excited. You should watch on replay if you want to. It is 8:30 at night, and I have been just relaxing, but I did finish another book. I finished Mr. Malcolm's List by Suzanne Allen. Honestly, I was like, why don't I just read this one while I'm in the mood? So I have actually found a different book for my TBR Clue, which this one was for POC, and I'm glad I read it now because it's not POC, but that's okay. I really enjoyed it. Anyways, I'm going to be reading this one for POC, which is Sorry Not Sorry by Sonia Singh. This one's about someone who is from Eastern Asia, I believe South Asia actually, and she is the beautiful young CEO of a company that encourages people to be honest about their relationships to help manage their breakups. So something about her not understanding her culture enough, and she's not a quote unquote Indian enough, and she's going to a wedding with this one guy to see what her culture's like. So it's very interesting sounding, and it sounds like a great romance, and I'm excited. So this is my new POC book for Keep Our Clue. But I did finish this one. It was just what I needed, and it was just so fun and so busy. It had everything that I enjoyed, and I felt like it was just so much fun that I gave it 5 stars. And like, I know it has a really low rating, but I'm okay with that because it's just so fun is a great word for it. It's about this woman who, Selena, who is not wanting to trick Mr. Malcolm, but her best friend, or maybe not her best friend, her friend wants her to pretend to be the ideal woman, and then flip the switch at the very end and be like, actually, you don't match my ideals. So it's a very interesting idea. I loved how like tongue-in-cheek it was, but also I loved that even though like it's a fake thing, like they're basing this whole relationship on tricking each other, the communication was okay because of that, and I enjoyed every second of reading this. Honestly, I flew through it. So I'm giving this one a 5 stars. And I know it gets pretty low reviews, but I'm like, I just went in wanting to have fun. I didn't want Jane Austen. I wanted Jane Austen era, but also modern ideas, and I just totally got it all. So I really enjoyed this. So yes, that's what I have read this afternoon. I have not picked up The Franchise Affair. I think I just wasn't in the mood for a mystery, but I might do so later. I'm not really sure what I'm going to pick up, but I just finished a really fun book, and I'm glad I read it. So yeah, that's all I've got. I do need to go through all of the books that I'm bringing to book bombing tomorrow, so I can sort that out because I have quite a few, and I would like to take them all off my owned list. But yeah, that's my evening's goals, I think, or plans, because I have to have it done for 11:30 tomorrow morning. But otherwise, it should be a fun, relaxing evening. So good reading, good quality stuff today, great discussion about Faustathon, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, it's been a good time. It is almost midnight on Saturday, but I finished another book. I was looking through my books while I'm trying to get rid of books to read, and I realized that I should read this one so I can unhaul it. I might not unhaul it though, I'm deciding. Anyways, it is The Soldier's Redemption by Tobin, Mclean. This one was really interesting. It's about basically a ranch for veterans and rescue dogs. But the woman in this one named, I'm drawing a blank, Kayla. I just read it, but Kayla, she is running away from an abusive ex with her 5-year-old son. And meanwhile, we also have, oh goodness, I know his name, Finn. I was going to say Leo. Leo is her son. But we have Finn, who is dealing with unresolved grief and unresolved emotions from when his wife and son passed away in a car accident that he was in the vehicle as well. So very interesting. It's very short, so I would rather it be a little bit longer, but I thought it was a really interesting look, and it does talk a lot about, I suppose, abuse and the trauma that's attached to it for Leo and Kayla. So I think that's something of note, but I did really enjoy this one, and I flew through it. So yeah, it's officially time to go to bed, but 3 books today with Faust and The Soldier's Redemption and Mr. Malcolm's List. So it's been a good day, and I'm excited to take a break tomorrow and go book bombing with my friends from book club. It'll be fun. We love it, and it's such a great time, so I'm excited to have more people join us this time around. Anyways, I need to go to bed. Excuse me, that was a long yawn. I'll probably just cut it out. But anyways, time to go to bed and get ready for church tomorrow, right before book bombing adventures. So we'll see what books I collect along the way and how it goes. Anyways, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Night. Good morning. It is Tuesday, so it's been a couple days since I checked in. First of all, I want to tell you the books that I got from my book bombing with the little libraries. So I only picked up 3, and I'm very proud of myself because normally I pick up more. Most of them picked up like more, but I am very proud of myself. I mean, not that I'm not proud of them, because I'm happy that they found books. I don't need more books. You can see bookshelves. I have bookshelves. I don't need more books. Anyways, I picked up the first book in the Maisie Dobbs series by Jacqueline Winspear. I have this on audio, but I thought I saw this and I grabbed it because I do want to start the series, and this is the first book in the series. I have another one in that series, but I have them on audio and I'd listen to them in order. I also found Lynn Austen, The Waters Roar. I don't know anything about this, but I know I enjoy Lynn Austen's work, so I picked this one up. And then I also found one that I've actually been looking for a while, which is Eligible by Curtis Sittenfeld. This one is one of the Jane Austen retellings, along with the one by Joanna Trollope, which I really enjoy by Sense and Sensibility. And then I know Alexander McCall Smith wrote Emma, or the Emma one. So I'm excited to have another copy or another book in that series of retellings. So that's what I picked up. And then last night I finished off 2 books. Well, I guess, yeah, 2 books. I have read the entirety of a trilogy in the last few days, which is the Redemption Ranch trilogy. So I read The Soldier's Redemption, which I'm positive I told you about. And if not, it's about, no, I think I did. It's about a woman who escapes to this ranch really to work with her young son. And she is someone who's been beaten by her husband, and so she is trying to hide. It's a romance, Christian romance, like love-inspired, the little Harlequin novel series. I enjoyed it so much I picked up the next ones. So I gave it 4 stars, and then I picked up the Twins Family Christmas, and that one, these are all by Tobin, Mclean. Sorry. So the Twins Family Christmas is about a single father pastor in that world who is camping, but his wife was in the military, and so they're hanging out at the ranch over Christmas, and a woman comes there who actually slept with his wife. So it was very interesting, and I really enjoyed the talk about mental health in that one. It seemed really good. And then after that, I read The Nanny's Secret Baby, which is about a woman who ended up having her baby, but then she gave her baby up for adoption to her sister and brother-in-law, and her brother-in-law never knew, and her sister has now passed away, and she is back to kind of help him or be in the area, and there's a romance developing. But also her baby named Sammy has autism, so it is something about that as well, which I thought was really, really interesting, and I really enjoyed seeing that in the book as well. Parents having to learn the struggle of autism for themselves and also how to help their child best. So very interesting. So yeah, finished off a whole series in a few days, which I was like, I'm enjoying it. Let me just keep going instead of buy the next book and forget about it. So I read the whole thing. But yeah, that's all I kind of have read the last couple days. I have been thinking about just binging my Bible books for the rest of the week, or not the rest of the week, but the rest of the month. And hopefully I can, I got a good amount of sleep last night, but yeah, I'm needing to catch up. Anyways, I would like to finish off all the way to Micah by the end of this month. So I know it's a bit of work to do, but I'm going to try it. And then, I don't know. I have nothing else really priority-wise. I was thinking I might pick up one of my old author jar pulls and try finishing one of those books off, but we'll see. I'm kind of more to read whatever I want kind of mood. So yeah, I want to just figure it out. And I'm happy that I have a few more days of the month that are left to just read whatever I want because I finished everything else priorities wise. Anyways, I need to go to work, and I need to hopefully get my brain in gear before I go to work. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and I need to edit videos, and I'm just like, yeah, the end of the month is going to be busy. I also realized this morning I did not film my buzzword recommendation. So I am going to be needing to film that tonight and put it up because I wish I put up before the beginning of the month, and I didn't this month. So yeah, need to do that. But anyways, it's been an adventure. You gotta love it when you're editing and it reminds you of what you wanted to read last week. I am just watching it and being like, oh, I haven't finished that yet. Oh, I haven't finished that yet. Oh, I haven't picked that one up yet again. So I guess I have reading plans starting tonight. Oh, editing Naomi is not loving my past reading Naomi at this point. Hi, I am checking in. I am I'm very tired because I had to walk home from work today because my car needs a lot of repairs. And I'm not happy about it, but it must be done. But anyways, as I was walking home, I listened to a good chunk of this one. I got The Science of Murder by Carla Valentine on audio. I purchased it and I am really loving it. So I feel like this is a great book if you love Agatha Christie, but you haven't read all of her books, because even if you have read all of her books, but this one is really great because it doesn't give any spoilers for future books that you haven't read yet. So I was kind of hesitant whenever I read a nonfiction. I'm like, oh, is it going to be spoiler and be like, in this book, this is exactly who the murderer is and this is how they did it. I didn't want that. And one book I'm thinking of that is pretty good as well for not spoiling is A is for Arsenic. And it does talk about what the poison is and what the book is, but it doesn't explain the how done it or the who done it unless you want to listen to that last part of the chapter or read the last part of the chapter. So that's a good one as well for that. But this one is so interesting. It's talking about step-by-step different forensics. The first big chapter was finger marks or fingerprints. The next one is trace, and I only finished trace because they are big sections, but fantastic. And I love how it's like, in this book, this is why the trace was important. And in another section, she actually said, in one case, this is really important, and this is how the murder was like revealed, but I'm not going to tell you the book in case you get spoiled. So it's really considerate of people who haven't read Agatha Christie before, but also, or at least all of her books before, but it's also really in-depth, and I am loving this science, this factual explanation of Agatha Christie's mysteries and also how she formed these mysteries. I think it's really interesting, and I'd highly recommend The Science of Murder by Carla Valentine so far. I'm giving it a 5 stars if this continues, honestly. It's just so good. So I read that. I haven't done anything else reading wise. I had a busy lunch break, and then I would just listen to this as I walked home on my headphones because, yeah, we're going to be having a really big car bill. Anyways, so that's it. Today is the 31st of August, and I was like, I have not finished big reading plans that I want to do, but I'm okay with that. September is literally tomorrow, and I have my 30 book TBR for my readathons. I will link that in case you want to watch that. But I will do a quick outro later when I have officially finished all of my books for August, or at least this time period. It's a short vlog. I know that much compared to the other ones, and considering it's 2 weeks, but yeah, that's just kind of what happened, and I'm okay with taking a slower end of the month starting up in September with a lot of books to read. So I will check in later once I have officially finished everything for this month. Welcome to my outro. I am not going to get all set up and everything, but that's okay. So I'm just going to go over what I've read over the last bit of August, the last second half, essentially. It's 10 books, and I actually had a really good time with the books I was reading, so that's a relief. So the first one I read was Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin. Creepy, 4 stars, but creepy. I also read Dr. Faustus. This one is by Christopher Marlowe, and I'm giving it 3 stars. It was better than the last time, I will say that. I also read The Snowman by Joe Nesbo, and I am giving that one 4 stars again. It was good, it was creepy, but it was just something I'm not going to give 5 stars to. Then I read The Pale Horse by by Agatha Christie. It's about Ariadne Oliver. Oh my goodness. Anyways, it is an Agatha Christie mystery with Ariadne Oliver in it, and I'm giving it 3 stars. It was good, it was solid, it was just not spectacular for me, so there's that. Next was Gautier's Faust, or Faust by Gautier. This one I give 3 stars to as well. I think it's just, I was like, it's not my trope, which I enjoyed reading them, but I think it's just not my overall trope. Then I read a whole series. I read the Redemption Ranch series. This one's by Lee Tobin Mclean. So the first one is The Soldier's Redemption. Next one is the Twins Family Christmas. And then the third one is The Nanny's Secret Baby. I gave all of them 4 stars. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, 4 stars for the whole thing. really glad I finished off a trilogy. I figured let me just binge it while I'm interested. So did that. I read Mr. Malcolm's List. This is by Suzanne Allain. I'm giving this one 5 stars. Just so good. I really loved how it was cheesy and witty and funny. And I know it's not Jane Austen. And I didn't want it to be Jane Austen. I wanted it to be Regency era, modern day, and like style of writing, but also characters. I wanted like feminism forward characters, and I got them. So I'm really happy with this one. It's about a man who has the ideal woman list, and no one lives up to it until a woman comes into town who is pretending to be everything on that list. And it is fantastic. Then I know it's not a big deal for everyone, but I loved it. Then I also finished off Ezekiel in the Bible. So that was my final book that I finished. Took a while to get there, but actually, in a way, that's a good thing because that means I'm sleeping better at night. But I finished off all 48 chapters, and yeah, 5 stars again. Very strange Bible book. Very strange Bible book, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So those are my final books I all read for this. Let me just make sure that that's 10. So 1, 2, 3, Ezekiel, Family, Christmas, Nanny Secret Baby, Malcolm's List, Soldier's Redemption, Gothe's Faust, The Pale Horse, The Snowman, Faustus, and Rosemary's Baby. 10. So yeah, not a bad last 2 weeks. I think I read 10 every week for the previous weeks, but I was like okay with this one, and I'm excited for September now that I have a lot of books to read, but I have a lot of variety, so that helps too. So we'll see how much I read in the course of a month. That'll be an adventure, and I hope you see me for that side of things.